Hey everyone. I want to thank you all for joining me for the second reading in my promotional series leading up to the publication of my full-length collection of poems, The Goats Have Taken Over the Barracks, which is due out in March of 2021 by Finishing Line Press. The pre-sale period will begin in November and run all the way through the new year. I'll have more information for you all as that becomes available. As before, I'm going to read three poems. One from my original collection of poems, Easy to Lose, which was published also by Finishing Line Press in 2008. And then I'm also going to read a poem from my collection in progress, which is tentatively entitled The Sickly Tree. And then I'll close with a poem from the forthcoming collection. So this first piece is called Easy to Lose. It would be easy to lose hours fretting over things I've been told matter, that bubble the blood. I'd rather spend my nights talking to spiders born to spin webs from nothing, to water burbles that well between sidewalk cracks and wash away the beetles, or to fish who dive so deep the pressure would destroy anything humans have ever made. I don't worry I'll surface too fast, but that if I open my mouth, everything will rush in before I can ask any questions. Okay, so the second piece is called When I Grow Up. He killed his ex-girlfriend with a stun gun to the back of the head while she was tied to a chair, and he was high on cocaine. As teenage neighbors, we played wiffle ball, caught frogs in the creek, and lit off firecrackers. He was a little unkind to his dog, and he wasn't the type of kid who treated the smaller kids nicely, but I never saw such propensity. When I was even younger, the first neighbor I remember used to sneak his father's gas can from out the garage, pour a little rivulet down the alley, and light it so he could watch the fire flow. It was no surprise that in high school he burned down a house in the neighborhood over a minor grudge. It was almost a relief. It's hard not to yearn for such clear signs when you sit on the couch as the sun sets and your coffee cools on the bookshelf. You watch your children chase the cat with raucous giggles. Maybe your daughter picks up the toy stethoscopes and listens to the heartbeat of a plastic banana. Or your son pretends that he is a Dimetrodon truck driver. What do you want to be when you grow up? The sun. That's a bit ambitious. What if that wasn't possible? A fire truck. You never know what they will say, only what they won't. I will be the reason you sleep with a loaded gun in the closet. I will be the reason your wife is scared to walk downtown alone at night. I will be the hand that severs the tie between child and world, that leaves the world aflame and fans the cinders when winter comes. And finally, this poem is from the forthcoming collection, and it's actually the oldest poem in the collection, and I believe it was the first poem I ever had the pleasure of seeing published. It was written on my first trip to visit my family in Croatia, and it's called A Murder of Eels. The night fisherman takes the eel by the tail, swings its writhing body over arm like a hammer, and beats its skull against the concrete. Everything is closed at this hour, so he holds its limp length up to me, needing to show someone, for there to be evidence. Beneath the night-black water, more eels undulate against the nudges of the current. Their slick sides grip the friction of motion, even though the fisherman gripped his catch so tight, bones snapped like kicked gravel. The undertow murmurs elegies until light winds strum the bay into a trickle splash of waves. There is no way to hold the night still so late, because we only know what is by what comes, the breeze a brush that cannot be brushed back. All right, that's it. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you join me for the future readings. All right, y'all have a great night. Bye.